Hello, so here I am at Starby. Um, I basically come over every day just to give myself some kind of ritual, and honestly, because I like having a changed environment that isn't the inside of my apartment. So today, I haven't done much. I've just been reading over my notes and brainstorming. Probably because I had too much caffeine, and caffeine tends to ruin my focus. So probably tomorrow I'm gonna try a decaf instead of a regular. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna try to salvage the day by doing more brainstorming and making more notes in my doc file. My process for writing is very much pantsing, which, if you don't know what that means, is basically I just write whatever comes to mind. I just roll with whatever themes and scenes that come out. I choose whatever ideas in my brainstorm notes would make the text richer or more interesting. So I brainstorm a bunch of scenes, and then I just choose ones that I think are interesting, and I write those. Most of my stories that I've written are not really plot based. They're more character driven, just because I like writing characters. I think writing good characters and dialogue is my favorite thing to do. So I tend to focus more on that in my first draft because that keeps me motivated. So I tend to just flesh out the characters, even if it doesn't make the most sense. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll see how that goes. I had some ideas early this morning when I woke up, so I wrote that into my phone notes, and I'm gonna start transferring it to my Google Doc on my computer. Later on, I'm gonna try to finish my chibis. I had made some like fairy chibi drawings on Procreate that I want to later like turn into stickers and maybe sell them. So that's my plan. If I have more energy later on, I'll do that. If not, I'm just gonna like relax, I guess. So I don't know. That's where I'm at today. On our Lord's Day Friday. So I guess we'll see how it goes. I'll make a video at the end of the day to go over what I completed. So stay tuned, I guess. So I didn't film yesterday because I forgot I had a doctor's appointment, and I had to get to my doctor's appointment, and after I came back I was so tired, so there was no way I was gonna film after that. Yeah, so I woke up a little earlier than usual. I came at 6:30, like right when they open. Usually I come here at like 7, so I woke up like 30 minutes earlier than I usually do, which is fine. I don't tend to wake up at the same time on the dot every day. Today is already kind of frustrating because I took my meds, but it doesn't really seem like it's doing much today, which sucks. The only thing that I've really managed to do so far is ramble in my journal about various things that are just on my brain, but I haven't been able to do really anything that needs to be done except pay my electric bill and fill out my voter ballot. But in terms of working on my story today, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to draw today either, because I'm just not really feeling it. So that's where I'm stuck at. I guess I'll film another video if I have more energy, or if that changes. But so far we're struggling. So here, yep, that's just where I'm at. So hopefully it changes. Well, I'm sitting on my floor. So it is Sunday, I managed to complete some chibi stickers, so that's great. I'm home now. I'm thinking of just resting for a few hours and then maybe I'll try to do something else, but honestly, yesterday was a bust. I only really ended up just going out and just running a bunch of errands. I wasn't able to focus at all yesterday, so not really much I can do in that department. I'm going to try experimenting with my routine this week to see if maybe that helps with trying to get things done, but honestly, at this point, it's seeming like I only have really the mornings to get things done, and that's about it. But I'll try testing some things out and we'll see. So, I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so I'm taking a little bit of a turn today, or I guess this week. This week has been a little wild. So I managed to work on some chibi stickers for the past 2 days straight, so that's great. I guess if I decide to edit this, I'll put like an example somewhere on the screen. But yeah, so I managed to do that for a little bit, and today I started to set up a profile for online teaching, teaching English on Preply. Now, I haven't used Preply. I've mainly used italki for learning Spanish, so I'm probably gonna have to play around with the interface a little bit when I get the chance. But it's similar to italki. They're usually lumped together in online conversations, so it shouldn't be that hard, but I'm gonna try it out and we'll see how it goes. I don't know, I'm in a kind of weird place in my life right now. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm trying to do a lot of different things at the same time. I'm still working on my book. That's still going on strong. I can't remember the last time that I worked on it, but I worked on it probably... Today is Saturday, so I know I worked on it, I think, on Wednesday. So I wrote a little bit of a scene on that day. I was gonna work on it yesterday, but like I said, I got caught up with doing chibis instead. So, it is what it is. I also started applying to this Spanish program. I don't know if I'm gonna actually go through with it because it's kind of a huge change in scenery to just leave Seattle completely and go to another country. And I don't know if I'm really quite ready to make that kind of leap yet, but I'm applying to it as a backup in case the United States decides to implode in the next coming months. So hopefully that'll be good as a backup plan. Regardless, in general, I'm not really sure how much the Concerta is helping me in terms of ADHD. I am being focused for about 4-ish hours every day, so I am doing things. Some of the advice for ADHD people when they get on medication online is that the medications doesn't really help you with choosing what to focus on. So in terms of trying to get yourself to focus on one consistent task, if you're trying to do that every single day consistently, the medication might not help with that. And I'm finding that to be true. It seems like when I try to do something that my brain doesn't want to do, I still am not able to focus on it. So it seems like in terms of what I focus on for 4 hours each day seems to be completely random, which is fine. I mean, I would rather be able to focus on something rather than not focus at all. I would prefer being able to work on something. This still poses a challenge because if I want to work, on an art piece or on my book every single day, that's still not really going to be a possibility. I'm still going to have to alternate between tasks every single day, which is annoying. I'll take whatever I can get at this point. I see my doctor on Monday, so I guess we'll see how that goes. And I'm also going to be going back to Florida for a week to see my mom, so hopefully that goes well. But other than that, I guess that's just my reflection of this week so far. I guess it's been positive. Net positive, but whatever. Sayonara. Talk to you later. So I thought I'd give an update because it's been a while. I think the last time I filmed was the 17th, question mark? So I did go to Florida. I saw my mom. The trip was a little rough because while I was there, my tooth got infected and I had to go to the ER and get antibiotics. So that wasn't great. And I came back to Seattle about 2 days ago. And when I came back, I saw my dentist and he told me that we're going to have to pull out that tooth, which really sucks because I had that tooth repaired twice, and I've paid money out of my own pocket to get that tooth a new crown and get it repaired, and now the tooth is not savable and we're gonna have to remove it. So love that for me. Love that for me. And it sucks because the insurance doesn't really, because I have Medicaid, and the insurance doesn't really cover additional multiple treatments on teeth that they view as non-essential. And because that tooth is way in the back, it's not like as important as like the front teeth or like the first set of molars. So technically there's no incentive for them to cover trying to fix that tooth again for the third time. So that's great. Love that for me. So I'm losing that tooth. Real fantastic. Other than that, when I was in Florida, I found a new obsession, which is acrylic markers. So I got this new Moleskine sketchbook, and I made a whole fuck ton of acrylic drawings. Just so very many of them that are now at home in my sketchbook. So that's what I've been doing for the past few days, is just doing acrylic artworks. So not what I was expecting to be doing, but I guess a new medium was enough to make me motivated to draw more. So that's really cool. In terms of my story, I haven't really worked on it. I did bring my laptop to Florida, but I didn't really touch it. I was mainly just drawing the whole time I was there and eating Latin food with my mom because, you're in Miami. You have to. It's a requirement. I do have some, I guess, good news of something that I accomplished when I came back to Seattle. I finished my pre-ply profile, to teach Spanish, and submitted that. So that was great. So in terms of the program for Spain, the Spanish program, I got some of the documents that are required. My diploma needed that. And I submitted the other document to my doctor, who said, as I expected, I need to see them in person in order for them to fill it out, which is annoying, but I'm going to make that appointment on Monday. I didn't really accomplish much other than that. It was I just hung out in Florida for a week and enjoyed my vacation. So that was great. In terms of seeing progress on my medication, my new medication, Concerta, I would say so far it's been successful. Of course, it depends on the day. Seems like my energy is still fluctuating a lot, but I do manage to focus for up to 4 hours at least per day. So I am getting things done, but the same pattern that I reported in the other part of this video of having to alternate between tasks seems like that's still a problem. It doesn't seem like that's gonna go away. Unless I randomly hyperfixate on something, such as my paint markers. But if I don't hyperfixate on it, then I have to switch between things like every day or every other day. So unfortunately, that problem, it seems like it's not going to go away. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed seeing my struggles and successes for this past month, I guess. I'm going to be trying out a lot of different content and uploading it and seeing how it works out. Hopefully I can find some kind of style of video or some kind of pattern of video that is entertaining to me. But for now, most of this is just experimentation and just explaining my creative process and my struggles daily with trying to be productive as an artist and a writer and teacher question mark and other miscellaneous shit that I'm trying to do in my life. I guess I would say, as like a reflection of this past month and how it's gone so far, I guess it's just like important to try to stay motivated, even though like there's a lot of difficulties with having ADHD and with like being disabled and trying to be productive with ADHD. I really am still trying to work on, removing the need to work like a neurotypical person and not being frustrated when I'm not able to work like a neurotypical person. And I still haven't really gotten over that. I still find myself thinking, well, if I only didn't have ADHD, I would be able to be more consistent, or I'd be able to, focus on things longer, or, maybe my life wouldn't feel so chaotic or so random, I guess. But, I can't remove my disability from me. Like, there's nothing I can do to make my brain not have ADHD. So, I'm trying to find a way that I can, like, actually work with the condition instead of, like, feeling like shit all the time when I'm not as productive as I would like to be, or I don't, accomplish things on the same timeline that other people do. I mean, even just taking the example of like setting up my tutoring profile, like I really wanted to be able to like, finish that in one go, or like, be able to take like a couple of days to just be working on that consistently. But of course that didn't happen because ADHD has the tendency to just find motivation whenever it feels like it. And I started doing parts of the profile, a week or a couple weeks ago, and then I finished it today after like putting it off for, a while. And, if I didn't have ADHD, I probably would have finished that. I would have probably just powered through and finished it in like 1 or 2 days. But instead, because I have ADHD, it took me like over a week. But, at least it was finished. It's better than not being finished. So I would rather that I finish the task, even if it took me longer than not have finished it at all. So, but with that, thank you for watching. I hope you like this video. Thank you. Bye-bye.